was good. Tuesday, April 20th, we got a packed show. Got a lot to break down. We're doing a lot of big things. Let's get it. Let's go. All right, first things first, Bori Lenard show as usual, as per usual. Pittsburgh Steelers, give head coach Mike T a 3-year contract extension. If y'all know, we are big Steeler fans over here. Let's break it down a little bit. Tomlin, 49 years old, is 145-78 in 14 years with the Steelers, winning a Super Bowl. And he's going on to another. He is a franchise. As a franchise, he has reached the playoffs 9 times. And captured 7 AFC North titles. 12-5 in 2020, winning their first 11 games. They came into a hot start, but things kind of derailed from there. But we still got Juju coming back on a 1-year deal. Got a pretty good team. I expect big things from the Steelers this year. They got rid of a lot of key pieces in the offseason this year. I'm a Steelers fan. But I think we still have the good core. We still got Big Ben coming back. He should retire. That's for another day. But, I'm glad to see Mike T coming back. Big Tomlin. Actually, he's a fraternity brother with my father and Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. So big moves. I'm glad to see Mike T get extended. Next, we got sadly, Mookie Betts got hit by a pitch. The X-rays are negative, which is a good thing, I hope. Sadly, it was a 98 mile per hour pitch. He was struck right by it. Let's see what Dave Roberts has to say.
First question is for Tristan Watson. Go ahead.
Hey, Dave. It's not often that you guys have really been in a position in which you've been trailing from the start. What are the takeaways that you will take from today and kind of adjust for tomorrow?
Yeah, I just think that we played 9 innings of baseball. I thought we, played 27 outs and on both sides of the baseball. The Will Smith ball liner, Reuben, could have been a different game, had a good at bat. We had the winning run on first base in the 9th inning. So I thought we competed like I would expect. Just got behind the 8 ball a little bit. I just think Dustin didn't have the command. Working behind a lot today. The 2-out homer, that first inning, and then the 2-out double by Trammell. 2 big hits right there. I thought, outside of that, he settled in, got through 5 innings, and the pen was really good to keep the game close.
And what did you think of Dustin's breaking ball today, though?
It was just inconsistent. I thought to some of those right-hand hitters, I thought he did a really nice job. Really good hitter in Haniger. He really, dominated him tonight. And so that just kind of what Dustin can do when the breaking ball is right. When it's not working, then you start getting behind the counts. But just inconsistent. But it's still a work in progress.
And not sure if you've received any updates, but how is Mookie Betts doing?
Yeah, I don't know. We're going to get some tests, but it's kind of the right forearm, a lot of soft tissue. Sure, there's going to be some bruising, maybe some swelling. So I just won't know more until he shows up tomorrow.
Thanks, Dave.
Yep.
Next question is from Juan Toribio. Go ahead.
Hey, Dave. With Mookie, do you think he'll be down tomorrow, or you're not sure?
I don't know. Obviously Mookie's going to want to be in there. I just want to make sure that it doesn't affect his throwing or his swing. So I think that he's pretty honest with me. So if he feels like he can play, he'll be in there.
And offensively as a whole, you guys have 11 hits in the last 3 games. What do you kind of attribute that to?
Yeah, I think that, yesterday, I think it was certainly a different game than today. 2 different pitchers, Snow and their bullpen. And today we just couldn't put a bunch of hits together. But again, we had a chance to win tonight. So you're gonna have games like that.
And defensively, I know we've kind of talked about this before, but defensively, is that an area of the game where you think you guys can clean it up a little bit more?
It's, I just think that we're a really good defensive team.
So as you guys can see from this little this snippet here, I mean, you got Dave Roberts. He's kind of at I would say a not really great state. As in, with his team, they're not playing that well. They're playing very well. Let me take that back, but not for the the talent they have. You got Mookie Betts hurt, and then you got Gavin Lux, one of the IL, April 18th with wrist soreness. He should get back. Has a little bit of he's still swinging, taking grounders, throwing. He's hitting the cage, so I think Gavin Lux will be back in the lineup very soon. Hopefully, Mookie Betts, and then we got Bellinger. We got a great team. Hopefully, he gets back. I think he's the second best player in baseball. So, yeah, hopefully we, hopefully that gets resolved. All right, next, we got 4 teams that are unexpectedly leading their division. This is pretty interesting. We got the Mariners, we got the Royals, we have the Reds, and we have the Boston Red Sox. Heading into the season, there was a general understanding of how each division was going to shovel out. The NL East was in a dogfight between the Mets and the Braves. The Central was in a scrum between the Cardinals and Brewers atop, and we got the Dodgers and Padres in the NL West, and the Yankees were clear favorites in the AL East. The White Sox Twins will be batting it out in the AL Central, and the AL West will be the A's and Astros trading blows all year like they always do. There are plenty of room for surprise contenders in there. Those are the teams we expect, but as we see, they stay in first place. What's going right for them? How truly surprising is this? So, these 4 teams that are, making a little run. Let's rank them 1 through 4. First, we're gonna go Cincinnati Reds, 9-6, got a half a game lead for second place. Half a game lead on second place Milwaukee. They're doing good. I mean, the Reds are slugging at 470 as a team, which is essential. You guys got Dave Parker and Dale Murphy. You got Tyler Naquin, the most eye-popping start, and you got Nick Zenzel, Eugenio Suarez hitting insanely right now. You got Mike Moustakas, Nick Castellanos, and you got a lot of guys, doing a lot of things. We got Luis Castillo and Sonny Gray pitching well. So, the defense has been a wreck, but, like I said, you get paid the big bucks for the home runs. Second, we got the Boston Red Sox. They're 11-6, got a 2-game lead on Tampa Bay. They're playing well. You got JD Martinez playing out of his mind. You got Nathan Eovaldi to Nick Pietta, inspiring the young Eduardo Rodriguez. So, they got a little bit of strength. But like I said, I'm sorry I haven't said this, but I believe the pitching will be their demise. Projection systems, should slow down this team. I hope that they do well, but, I don't see them really going as far as anticipated right now with this 11-6 record. Next, we got the Kansas City Royals. They got 1 game lead over Cleveland. They're doing everything right now. You got some good offensive pieces in Benintendi, Michael Taylor, and Carlos Santana. You got Kyle Zimmer doing well. You got Jake Brent's doing well, and Josh Stamma, and hey, Danny Duffy, he's doing great too. What can go wrong is you got the White Sox and Twins in this division. They are very good. There's plenty of reasons to be skeptical, but I don't see the Royals making a real push unless they keep it up. We got a long season. We got Seattle Mariners ranked number 4th with a 2-game lead over the Angels. You got to be reminded that they're doing good. You got Mitch Haniger, you got Ty France. A lot can go wrong. The Mariners are not really in a position to win this division, but it's optimism, and it can potentially happen. Mike Haniger got on a few days ago with the 2-run triple, so there's potential here in this team, and you never know. Baseball is a crazy game. All right, next we have Dolphins receiving calls for their 6th overall pick. I find this pretty interesting. The Miami Dolphins, they're young, but I can see them potentially making a run. You got the GM right here, African American, doing great things. Miami's pre-draft activity may not just be finished yet. Dolphins participants in 2 trades involving their first-round picks when they trade up to the 6th overall. This year's draft is pretty exciting. When they traded Laramie Tunsil away. Shortly after the deal with San Francisco, Philadelphia Eagles got involved, moving back to the 6th overall. From the 6th overall to the 12th, when a deal with Miami, competing and maneuvering to keep some selections and add more picks. They look like they're committed to Tua Tagovailoa. I'm not big on Tua. Something about me just shows his presence, in the pocket. He's not really showing me pocket awareness at the NFL level. To give you an example, his first snap as a NFL quarterback, he got demolished by Aaron Donald, and he forced the Aaron Donald forced an easy fumble. It's basically a scoop and score. So like I said, nothing's really impressed me with Tua Tagovailoa. That you got 4 first-round top 15 receivers, on your team as a quarterback for Alabama University. So University of Alabama. So he should have been great at Alabama. Like there was no exception. Tua came in for Jalen Hurts, did what he had to do, and I'm not high on him, but you gotta be optimistic. Next, we got Chiefs head coach Andy Reid. Door always remains open for possible Mitchell Schwartz and Eric Fisher re-signing. As we know, the Chiefs had cut former starting offensive tackles Mitchell Schwartz and Eric Fisher this offseason. They were without them in the Super Bowl. That was a big reason to why they came to their demise versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Unfortunately, with Schwartz and Fish, you run into these cap situations, but you got to be optimistic, and you think that Brett Veach and his crew have done a great job managing these players and giving them an opportunity. So there's a small chance, but you got to keep the door open. Like I said, they're 2 of the best tackles. You got Eric Fisher was the #1 overall pick. Reed says he thinks they're okay, but Brett is always keeping his eye open. I think they will find a decent replacement if they cannot pay these players. But this will be unfortunate. You got Mitchell Schwartz, a great offensive tackle, and you got Eric Fisher, doing great things as well. So this is kind of scary as a if you're a Chiefs fan. But as we continue, we realize that the Chiefs they don't have anything to worry about as of right now. But I think that the cap space they had to already cut Mahomes' deal. Got the guaranteed money, but that $500 million was not going to happen. And, I'm glad it didn't happen because I don't think any player is worth that much. Football is the most team-oriented sport where you need a supporting cast. For example, Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. So, we're going to move on. We got thin tight ends class away Steelers and NFL draft. Got my dog Brevin Jordan right here. Beast. I love me some Brevin Jordan from University of Miami. Vance McDonald's retirement 2 weeks ago basically what opened up, the Steelers to needing to draft a tight end in the upcoming NFL draft. As the NFL draft approaches, the Steelers have Eric Ebron, who's doing okay. He can't catch, but he can catch a little bit when he wants to. The old Eric Ebron needs to come back, but we already got the backup. The backup consists of Zach Gentry, Pine Rickland, and the Pennsylvania native Kevin Rader. And then we got a couple more like Charles Jones and Dax Raymond, which is not really impressive at the tight end position. The problem is that this tight end class is deep as a dishpan, which means it's not deep at all. You got Kyle Pitts, who's the best tight end prospect. But I don't think we have any chance but getting Kyle Pitts because he'll probably be a top 10 pick. But the top five tight ends that we should go for, obviously, number 1, we're gonna go Kyle Pitts, a product from Philadelphia. Pitts is at the crop of the tight end, 6'6". Making comparisons to Calvin Johnson, runs a 4.4 40. Then we got Pat Freiermuth from Penn State. 6'5", 250 is a big product. He finished with a college career school record in 16 touchdowns. And we got Brevin Jordan, 6'3", 250. I had in Miami. The 3-year starter had 38 catches for 500 yards and 7 touchdowns in 2020. And he missed 3 games, so I really like Brevin Jordan. I think he can potentially be picked up by us, because I think Pat will go pretty early. Then we got Hunter Long out of Boston College, 6'5", 255. He caught 57 passes for 685 yards and 5 touchdowns in 2020. Then we got Tommy Tremble from Notre Dame, 6'3", 240, 35 catches, 400 yards. Notre Dame got them big corn huskers. So, for day 1, as in the first round, we're going to, Pat Freiermuth is going to be the best pick. Kyle Pitts is going to go off very early. I think Pat Freiermuth will probably be the only other person available, for us to draft besides Brevin Jordan. I think Pat is a lot better ball skills. He can get off the line. Very shifty. I like Pat out of Penn State. For day 2, we got Tommy Tremble at Notre Dame, big, stocky, tight end. Notre Dame breeds that big, that culture. Then we got Noah Gray out of Duke, the 6'3", 240 pound. That's for day 3. Caught 29 passes for 285 yards. So, I'm not gonna be surprised here if we go to tight end. We should go to tight end. That's what we, I feel like that is a necessity for us to, keep our, successful streak of tight ends. For example, Vance McDonald. We got Heath Miller. I think the Steelers have. Oh no, they never had an outstanding tight end, but we definitely are a great team. We're a team oriented team. We have a Steelers culture. Therefore, I think that it'll be very easy for, any of these tight ends to fit well in our system and, complement Big Ben as best as they can. So, hopefully we do good. And yeah. Next, we got former Pro Bowl tight end Jordan Reed retires. Actually one of my favorite tight ends. He was quick. He was fast. Jordan Reed, he made his comeback in 2020. Now the former Pro Bowler has battled an array of injuries and he's walking away with no regrets. He third round pick from Florida in 2013, the 6'2", 235 pounder. He had his best season in 2015 with nearly 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns as a 2016 Pro Bowl selection. He's very good. Let's take a look at a few highlights. Jordan Reed is gonna be missed. Underrated player. I like showing the underrated player some love. Never mind. The video is unavailable. So I guess we will not see Jordan Reed today. I guess the YouTube God said no. YouTube God said no, so we're not watching it. But Jordan Reed is a good tight end, and I like what he does on the field. Like I said, shifty. Big target. I think he was very good. He had 24 touchdowns in 65 games played. That's about a touchdown every 3 games. So, he's a very good tight end. All right. Excuse me. Next, we got my man, Steph Chef. Look at Curry, man. He nuked the Philadelphia 76ers for 49 points as his nightly assault on the NBA record books continue. If you know the Steph, the Chef, the man has been insane. We joke, but Steph Curry seriously might not be human. I mean, have you ever seen this in DNA evidence? I mean, somebody got to do some digging because this is just ridiculous. Curry did it again Monday night, ravaging the 76ers in a 10 3-pointers and a 49 points and a 106-97 Warriors victory. Curry scored 20 in the fourth quarter, hitting all 5 of his 3-pointers. I'm sure we're missing something because Curry is just going insane. I mean, it's Curry's 11th game with 30 points, which broke Kobe Bryant's record for being 33. RIP Kobe. For being that age. And Curry, like we said, I mean, he's not human. He is not human. Steph, Chef, Curry, I don't know what is in your DNA, but you need to, you got to give your brother a little bit of love. I mean, you got to give your son, I can't wait to see what you breed your son into. Chef, Steph, look at Curry, man. So, like I said, Curry, Curry being Curry. We got Suns and Bucks takeaways, pretty teams that are top of the, each of the respected conferences. You got Chris Paul making history, and you got Phoenix escaping with the late victory after, escaping the game with a late foul call. On paper, this matchup might have been the, made it a must-night event. You got the Suns, you got the Bucks, pretty good teams, and the Suns escaped 128 to 127 in overtime on paper. I mean, my bad. It was slightly controversial ending. Devin Booker was fouled with 0.3 seconds, and then he ended the game with free throws, but you got Giannis went for 33, 8 rebounds, but like I said, the Giannis is going to be Giannis. And here's some my 3 key takeaways from this game. Disappointing ending to one of the best games of the year. It was a true dogfight. It was a battle. I mean, you had Chris Middleton hitting a 3-pointer with just 20 seconds to play, and then Drew Holiday playing lockdown defense, and he got fouled, but I don't think he got fouled. Booker has actually been, not treated the best by refs, and he has cursed refs out, so he should not be treated the best, but you don't end the game that way. And then, like I said earlier, Chris Paul, he made history. He started out on a scoring bench, putting up 11 points in the first quarter, but eventually he racked up 13 assists on Monday night. That moved him past Magic Jordan in the 5th place in the all-time NBA assists. I think Chris Paul might be one of the most underrated point guards of all time. He deserves a championship. Potentially has a chance this year. Phoenix Suns are a great team. You got him, DeAndre Ayton. You got Mikal Bridges, You got, Cameron Payne, you got a good team, and I think that they have a chance. I think this is very open this year now with the breaking news of James Harden being injured. So, it's pretty crazy. Then you got Giannis does his thing, but he leaves with cramps. Giannis is going to be Giannis, 33 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block, 1 steal. They had to play the final 4 minutes without the Greek Freak. So, if you got to play without the Greek Freak, you're not going to, be the same team you are with the Greek Freak. But, they still were able to battle, Drew Holiday. You had a good core. So, I think the Bucks don't have that much to worry about. I like Drew Holiday. I like, once he came back, they've been a different team, bringing that physicality and toughness to the defense. Then you got guys like Chris Middleton, you got Eric Bledsoe. I think that grit might be able to bring the Bucks, back to the Bucks that we know, not losing to the Heat and teams they should beat in the playoffs. Hopefully they can make a run, but we'll see. Next, we got my man, Zion Williamson. Zion, he revealed his Jordan Brand signature debut, the sneaker, the Zion 1. Zion Williamson is a beast. As we all know, Jordan started working on his Zion 1 shoe. It's supposed to make, have that boost. We knew that one of the main, inspirations of Zion shoe to have the superhero armor because, Zion is a superhero. And the big Z made perfect sense to us. From a text perspective, Jordan equipped the Zion 1 with full-length air strobel and a zoom air unit underneath the foot to offer energy returning stability and a 4-foot brand re-engineered transaction to provide a smooth, stable feel. Jordan explained that Zion 1 will capture Zion Williamson's personality, which is down to earth and rooted values for his love of his family and being accountable. Zion is a beast. The VP of Jordan Affairs said, I remember talking to Zion once he was close to the draft when we said he needed to go to that, back to the class, but he said, he had to do what's best for his family and make, phenomenal things happen as he has been. To deliver on personality, Jordan Brand has initially came out with 4 colorways for the Zion 1, which feature nods of his upbringing and style of play. The ZNA, like DNA, for instance, is a celebration of Zion's Williamson rise to the top spot. The shoe releases May 5th, and the Noah colorway, slated to drop May 19th, is inspired by the unbreakable bond between the baller and his little brother, featuring doodles by Noah's visit to Nike headquarters in Beaverton, or and Marion, which is the another colorway coming out on May 26th, and it is homage to his home in South Carolina. Jordan Brand will lead the launch and with April 23rd with the Gen Zion colorway, which employs a simple black and white palette. So I like, we love some Big Z over here. Shout out to Reuben again. He loves him some Big C. Actually, he thinks he is better than Julius Randle, which I don't think, but Julius Randle's playing out of his mind. He can shoot up the dribble, but now that I kind of look at it, Zion is averaging all these points and he still doesn't have a shot yet. So it's a toss up. That's a good debate there. Now we got some hot takes. We got Luka potentially top 5 ever. We got Luka Doncic. Now let's get off the excuse me, let's get off the camera. Let's get I think personally Luka Doncic can end as a top 5 player of all time. I mean, my man is insane. What does Luka not provide that you want, in a great player? Luka Doncic is one of the best players right now in the NBA, arguably the best player. I'll be arguably a top 3 player, excuse me. You got LeBron, got Kevin Durant atop that list, and Luka's a good fight for number 3. I like him better than Giannis. I think he's better than Jokic. I think he's better than Embiid. So potentially Luka can be a top 5 player. I mean, he came out of his country. He came out of overseas, playing for Barcelona basketball club. I think Luka can be a great. I like the thing is now we notice that skill is outperforming talent because like I said, Luka's he's not greatest shape, kind of like Larry Bird, not the greatest shape, but their skill is just top tier to where it can elevate and take a team to the next level. And you got Kristaps balling out of his mind. The Mavericks are a dark horse. You know, I like what they're doing over there. I think they need a few more pieces. You know, probably a slasher, but you know, like a Clint Capella type player, because you know Porzingis just sits out on the wing and strokes it. But you know, I think potentially Luca can be. And my last hot take, we got are the Warriors real threats in the you know the excuse me the from the West and in the playoffs. I gotta say, you know, the way Chef Steph, look at Curry, man, has been playing. There's definitely potential. You know, they sit at 29 and 29, with ninth in the Western Conference behind the Grizzlies, 2 games behind the Grizzlies. You know, I think they have a chance. You know, the West is wide open. You got the Jazz, Suns, Clippers, Nuggets, Lakers at 5, Trailblazers at 6, Mavericks at 7, and Grizzlies at 8. And like I said, you know, there's not really anything showing me in these teams that really showing that upper echelon to be, you know, the team to beat in the Western Conference. So, you know, if look at Chef Curry, man, you know, keeps going off like he did versus 76ers and like he's been doing, you never know what can happen in the playoffs. Like he's been showing his clutchness, he's been showing his late game closability. So I think that, you know, potentially the Warriors can be a team to watch out for. You know, Jazz, you would not want to play them in the first round. They have potential to knock you out. Jazz have been infamous for not being a great playoff team. So yeah, you know, look at Chef Curry, man. I think they have a chance to do a little bit of dangerous. Imagine if they had Klay Thompson, man. The Warriors would be a real contender this year. All right, that wraps it up. We got a giveaway coming soon for some Heat tickets. We got a lot of things going on. We got Reuben back on the show tomorrow. You know, he's been golfing and you know, not inviting me. So thank you for that, Reuben. I really appreciate it. But we'll be back at it tomorrow, and I'll see you guys later.